welcome back to my Psych Life. I wanted to share something a little different on the channel today. Because part of what I want to do on my channel is kind of share all the things that are going on as I'm going through this journey. So I have a son who has autism, who will be turning 18 in the next couple of weeks. One of the things that I know that I have to do for him is obtain guardianship so I can remain responsible for him, and just kind of stay in that decision-making role as his parent as he continues to age. So one of the things that I knew I had to do in timely fashion is obtain the paperwork, because I don't want to have to pay an attorney thousands of dollars to represent me in court. And it would be thousands of dollars, guys. I got to get the attorney. They got to do all the paperwork. They got to file the motion. Then there's the court fees and all that kind of thing. So um, I'm in some parents groups for moms with children with autism, and there were a couple of people who suggested that the moms, when they get to this point, that they try to do it for themselves. So I looked into it, and it seemed like it's something that I could do. So I just want to share the knowledge that I've obtained, in hopes that if there's anybody else that's out there that's watching my channel and you want to do this at a low cost, that I walk you through my experience. Now, I do want to make the disclaimer, guys. I am not an attorney. I'm not giving legal advice. I am merely sharing my experience, kind of walking you guys through the steps that I was told to do. And if this helps you in any way, it could get you on the right track maybe, or just kind of show you how it may not be as intensive as you think. So I'm going to actually show you guys all of the documents, and then I will tell you what I was told when I started this process with the circuit clerk where I live. And then in a couple weeks, guys, I'll do another video and let you know when I go to actually file the petition, what that process is. And then when I actually go to court, I'll share that with you too. So this will probably be some multi-step things. I'll try to keep this video as short as possible, but I also want to make sure, guys, that I'm sharing details, right? Nothing frustrates me more than when I go to people's channels and I'm looking for the detail. I'm a detail person. So I want somebody to walk me through some stuff. So I want to make sure that I am sharing as much detail as possible. And again, guys, this is for Illinois. I live in Lake County. So all the steps that I'm going to show in today's video are the steps that the circuit clerk of Lake County in my district told me to do. So I'm going to do some screens because I'm actually going to show you guys the petitions, and then I'm going to do voiceovers as I'm going through the documents to kind of tell you what each of the forms are. So there are a couple of things, and I wrote a lot of notes, guys, because I want to make sure that I don't miss anything. For filing for guardianship of an adult, and you do have to wait until you're really close to your child's 18th birthday, and this will be the same process if your child is over 18 and you haven't taken these steps yet, but they have to be within a week of their birthday. So in my county, I need to go the week of my son's birthday to file the paperwork, and then my court date will be the week following his actual 18th birthday. So it's really cool that the probate court, and that's where it goes through, probate court, that they will do this really quickly. I want to first say that if you're overwhelmed by legal jargon, legal documents, things of that nature, that you want to definitely seek some legal assistance. Maybe do a Google search for legal aid in your city if you want to try to get some free assistance to help you out with this process. One of the first steps that I did was I accessed the circuit clerk website, and I did a search for guardianship of adults. And when I did the guardianship search, it brought up a lot of information, which was super helpful for me. It did show all of these documents that they say that you need, but I also wanted to truly understand the process. So from there, I gave my circuit clerk office a call, and I asked them specifically, what steps do I need to follow to file for guardianship? And they were nice enough to kind of walk me through the steps. And they also said, we can give you the packet, but I'll also tell you which documents you need, and you can print them off and you can file them electronically. So you can do all of that directly through the website, guys. You don't necessarily have to have the hard copy forms, okay? So I went into my county clerk's office and I got the documents, okay? And I did get all the packets in. The lady was really cool because she kind of put the sticky tabs and she told me exactly what to fill out on every single sheet. She told me who needed to get what and all of that. So as we're going through this video, guys, I'm going to share that with you. The circuit clerk was so helpful. Like, I can't stress that enough. Now, again, guys, before I dive into these documents, I just want to give my disclaimer one more time. I'm not giving legal advice in any way, okay? I'm not trying to give you guys any type of legal guidance or anything. I just want to share my experience, the process that I'm going through, the steps that I'm walking through based on what my state guidelines are in my county. So for my county, I was instructed that the process has to be initiated as close to my son's 18th birthday as possible. So my son is going to turn 18 on the 24th. So they told me to come back with the completed documents the week of the 20th. Okay. And then what they will do is give me a court date for the following week. Okay. After he turns 18. So he has to actually turn 18 before I can have the court date. And then they walk me through each of the forms. So I'm going to share those with you guys. The first thing is the notice of motion. Now, the notice of motion, guys, is the document that gives notice to the court and other parties that someone has filed a motion, where and when that motion will be heard. Okay? So just so you guys know, the plaintiff will be your child, and you'll send this document to, in my instance, his father, because we're no longer together. Okay. The nice lady at the circuit clerk was so kind as to fill in the courtroom and the judge, because there is one judge, one courtroom for this process, and she told me how to fill everything out. She also told me that in the prepared for sections of all of the documents, because I'm not using an attorney, that I want to put my name, address, etc. Okay. Then the second document, guys, is a certificate of attorney. This one, in my instance, is for the civil division. This is the form that certifies that a document was mailed or served and that I'm filing for myself. I will sign this form, and then after I've completed everything on this document, I'm going to check the self-represented litigant box, which is at the bottom. Now, why that's important is because, again, I am not utilizing an attorney. The lady was also very kind as to check off the guardianship of person, disabled person box for me so that I wouldn't get confused about what I'm supposed to check. And then she just told me to fill out all the other documents. The third document that I would need to file is the petition for appointment of guardianship for an adult with disabilities. This is the document that I have to use to petition or ask the court to appoint me as my son's guardian. So guys, this document, the respondent is always going to be my son, and then I would put my name as the petitioner, fill out the rest of the form, and then make sure that I sign it as the person who's preparing it. The fourth document is the oath of office of guardian of the person of an adult with disability. Guys, these forms are so formal. But this document is the signed commitment to perform the duties and carry out the responsibilities of guardianship. So basically saying, I understand that becoming his guardian means I have to do these things. Okay? So I'll fill out all the document. I will make sure that I include my name. I will initial next to each thing, and then it's going to be prepared by me. The fifth document is the summons for appointment of guardian for a person with a disability and notice of rights of the respondent, which is my son. Now, this document is served to the person with the disability, okay, the person that you're seeking guardianship for. It explains that I am pursuing guardianship of him, and it tells him what his legal rights are. Now, in my instance, because my son has autism, he probably won't understand a lot of this stuff. Um, but because he is 18 and technically will be an adult, he has a right, right? And we want to make sure that he knows exactly what's going on. I try to be as transparent with my son and explain everything. He's gotten to the point when he sees his name on mail, he wants to understand what it is, what's coming to him. He may not really understand everything, but he wants to be aware. He wants to be involved. So the sixth document, guys, is the report. This is the medical report that comes from the doctor, and this explains that your child has the following conditions, and this is why he would need a guardian. So I'll send this over to my doctor. My child psychiatrist is pretty awesome. She specializes in autism. She did her residencies under other physicians that treat children with autism. So she has actually been pretty involved, and she was the first person to give me a link to the circuit clerk's office and was like, hey, just so you know, you need to be thinking about this process. And she gave me the stuff last year. So she's really on the ball. So she knows this is coming. And she'll probably get this back to me in time. Now, one thing I do want to tell you guys about this is that if you have a doctor's office that has a process, you may want to get these forms in front of them. Some doctors take 10 to 14 days to return forms, so you want to make sure to find out what that is. Sometimes they charge you to complete the reports. I'm not really sure, but definitely check with your either your pediatrician, or if you guys see a child psychiatrist or someone else that you want to have fill these documents out, make sure you're checking with them. And then, guys, the last thing is the appearance and consent to the petition for appointment, discharge of guardian of adult with disability of minor. I'm sorry. So guys, basically what I need to do is I need to send this out to all of my son's adult siblings and his father, and they will sign off and notarize this document stating that I am seeking guardianship and that they appear or waive their notice or consent to be his guardian, and that I should be his guardian. Basically, it's them kind of addressing and saying, hey, I'm not trying to do this, but she should do it, right? And you need to make sure that the people are served. So because my son's father actually lives in a different county, I have to contact the sheriff's office in his county and ask them to serve him with this paperwork. So I've given him a heads up and let him know to expect to receive this document in the next couple of weeks. And then I'll just have my other kiddos come. They will sign, go down to the notary, and have their signature done. And then, guys, once that happens, I will take everybody's documents and I will go back to the circuit clerk's office in the probate area, and we will enter all of this information into the system. And here, the young lady told me that we'll put it all into the system together. If there's anything that I've missed or anything that I don't understand, they will try to help me complete those sections of the paperwork. And then from there, the system will spit out a court date for me. And then I'll come back and we'll go before the judge, and the judge will make the decision. So when I go through that second part, guys, I will come back and kind of talk you through what that experience was like. And I'll try to capture as much as I can. I don't think they're going to let me take a camera or anything into the courtroom. They usually make you turn your phones off. But when I get to that stage, I'll make sure to come back and do a third piece of that process. So I'm hoping, guys, that this was helpful for someone if you have a child with a disability and you're in the state of Illinois. And even, guys, if you're in another state, this might be kind of a snapshot at how it's not as complex as it may seem, or your circuit court or even legal aid might help you guys fill out this and save you guys hundreds of dollars. I hope you guys will like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.